What's going on, Paisanos? V here, coming at you with another video today. The MEGATIN is be coming out the end of the month, just in time for the start of the new regional season. And a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players are looking into these cards and seeing almost a full spoiler list and getting ready to as far as what they want to play. The thing is, some cards are going to be going up in value that have, not been announced, and some cards are going to be going down in value, with the announcement of almost a full spoiler list that has been listed as online. Now, a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players that are looking to maybe buy cards that haven't fully been announced yet are playing a weird game of like wallet roulette, in which, hey, I'm going to buy this card because there's a good chance it might not get it reprinted. If it doesn't get reprinted, the Megatin's going to go up in value. And in this market watch, I'll be covering over that. Like I said, guys, the Megatin's coming out is $20 for each 10. They look really cool, actually, and they feature a bunch of cards from sets as Dark Savior, Cybernetic Horizon, Soul Fusion, and Flames of Destruction. What card are you looking into? In fact, that's the common question of the day on the Yu-Gi-Oh! Market Watch Facebook page. And if you want to join that page, click it down in the description below and check it out. What are you looking forward to, card-wise, specific cards, in the 2019 Megatin? And what's your #1 card that you're excited about that's getting reprinted in the 2019 Megatin? First up is looking at the 2018 Megatins, and looking at probably one of the worst releases of Megatins Konami has ever done. Looking at this tin, the Konami card that really has any kind of real value is Saryuja Skull Dread at $24. I mean, obviously it has value because it didn't get hit in the ban list, but at the same time, it might not have as much value because it's going to get a reprint in October. October is similar, being the same month that we're going to be having a ban list in, which is really ironic. Looking at other cards like Evenly Match, which was money when it came out, was around $20. In fact, Boarlord was also around $20 when it came out as well. We're now looking at Boarlord with multiple reprints already, and its price point going down to about $760. That, and it's getting a common reprint this week in the new structure deck. Other cards like Mythical Beast Master Service have been announced already to get a reprint, so the value of that is obviously going down. Election Knight is still roughly around $7, a card that I'm really keeping an eye on because, I mean, this card's phenomenal for Pendulum Magicians and Pendulum in general. So it's really weird to see this card currently limited, and I think maybe Konami might be opening this card more in the future in order to promote Pendulums if they really wanted to. We have other cards like Topologic Bomber Dragon being $6, and for the most part, there's just no value. A funny thing with Gigantic Diagram, it's following the same path as Sky Striker Mobilize Engages, in which it was released in the Megatins as well as the Bowser Legends set. So, seeing this card being at this value $6 is almost a mirror of what Engage is going to be, believe it or not. And we'll talk about Engage in a little bit in this video, but yeah, it's kind of still really high compared to where it should be going and where it most likely will be going. Looking at Rising Rampage real quickly, guys, Appaloosa Boulder Gods looks like it's stabilized at $350. And where a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players are like, well, man, V, I missed out. The card at one point was a little around 200 and change, and now it's pretty high. Well, what's going to happen? Well, the thing about Appaloosa Boulder Gods is it's done. The cards on Rising Rampage are done in a specific prismatic rarity. They look really nice, to be honest with you. What if Konami starts making more of prismatic rarity cards? What happens to cards like Appaloosa Boulder Gods being at $350? Marine Says Seahorse being at $196. Whim, the Wind Charmer Verdant being at $160. Well, if Konami makes more of something, the value of it goes down. With the Megatins coming out in Prismatic Secret Rare, is it going to be the same as the Prismatic Secret Rare in Rising Rampage? From what we've currently seen, the pictures doesn't look like that, but you never know until you hold both the cards in your hand, and then you can really get a good detail if it's the same or not. Now, even if it's not the same, by making Prismatic Secret Rares and having sets like Rising Rampage, which realistically isn't a blockbuster set, sell out, I mean, it's really selling well. I think it's really interesting to see that Konami not do this in the following core set. Obviously, I think they're going to. In fact, I think Prismatic Secret Rares are going to be the new Ultimate Rares as far as core set cards, having additional rarities that are just hard to get. And when those first came out, yeah, they were a lot of money, but they quickly went down in value. And even though Appaloosa Boulder Gods is $350, I still think it's going to be going down in value. I still think you'll be able to access this card for around $200. And I know even that's a lot of money for some, and for others, that's a crazy lowball amount. I do think these Prismatic Secret Rares are going to be going lower in value, not only because the fact that they might not see meta play, as we saw cards like, Storm Dragon Return being $72, not seeing meta play, even though it's higher than its $65 market price. It's not seeing meta play in $71. I think we're going to see when more Prismatic Secret Rarity cards come out in more core sets, and these cards will go down in value. Can they go back up in value? They're going to go back up in value. Collectors are definitely going to want these, but not now. Looking at other cards in the set, Appaloosa Bordergas is still stabilizing roughly around $52, and YgoPaisano just waiting. Everyone's just waiting to see what happens at this point, if this card's going to see any kind of meta play. It looks almost to be a staple card in combo decks, but until we have confirmation, nobody's really wanting to play this card. In fact, if we go back to Battles of Legends, we're going to see that Black Silver Soldier card being in the same position, where it's just stabilizing at $32, because nobody knows whether or not this card's going to be used or not used, and that's why it's doing this. Other cards are like Marine Says Coral Anemone, and the other Marine Says cards in general are just kind of going down in value slightly, but nevertheless still going down in value. The reason why is simple: Marine Says ain't see no play, and until they see play, these cards will continue to go down in value. Alright, so let's look at Dark Neostorm, the set that has not been printed in the Megatins. Looking at cards like Silent Mining, it's kind of slowly going down in value as well, because the only Yu-Gi-Oh players that really care about this card right now is Salamangreat players. And even though Salamangreat's won Worlds, and we had a Salamangreat mirror match and all that stuff, Salamangreats are not good in the TCG. So I do think that Salamangreat is going to be going down in value. And if that happens, you got to want to kind of go in and grab this. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, change my channel name. I probably should mention in the beginning of the video. The channel name is called YgoPaisano. I just feel like VCTRFS has a bunch of letters and people can call me V. And to be honest with you, I'm still going to be known as V. But I think the channel name is YgoPaisano because it sounds, you know, something for all of us. Yu-Gi-Oh! And Paisanos. Paisanos is something we all are. Brothers. In the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! So I decided to go with that name. And it has a nice little ring to it as well. Anyway, looking at the rest of the cards, No Material, which had a hype value of like $35, is now down to about $21. Lower than a $25 market price. No Material is in a weird position right now because we got a new card in the Megatins that is really good against combo decks. And No Material was the old card that was decent against combo decks that, in most part, was sided. It kind of saw some play, but not really much. And looking at it right now, it's going to continue to be going lower in value. So it's up to you. Do you think No Material is going to see more meta play? Then you should grab it. If you don't think it's going to, then don't, obviously. That's all I can really say about this card. Looking at the Gingyusu, the Orchestra of the Eating Star, obviously it's going down in value. It actually has currently a $18 market price, which is a little bit lower than its current market price, which is a little bit under $19. And the Gingyusu is getting an ultimate rare, I don't know, in about a couple of days. So it doesn't really matter as far as this card's value. This value is going to be like $6 soon, so I wouldn't even consider even looking at Ultra Rare Gingyusu. And if you are looking to pick one up, no big deal, but wait, because when the Ultimate Rare comes up, people are going to be selling the Ultra Rares within a week or so, and this value is going to tank. Omni Dragon Brotor is already starting to go a little bit lower in value. With a $17 market price, we're seeing the card at $16. And the reason is very simple. Yu-Gi-Oh players who really want this card ran in and grabbed this for their combo decks. Most Yu-Gi-Oh players now are just still waiting. They're waiting to see the card value decline, and which is going to be doing. So no one's really rushing for this card. It's a one-up at most, and that's it. So that's why we're looking at Omni Dragon Brotor at $16 underneath its $17 market price. And it's going to be going a lot lower, a lot sooner than a lot of people think. Ghost and Spooky Dog was $10. Of course it is. It should be like $5. Let's be honest. And the alternate reprint coming out, it's going to be. Then we have Ib, the World Challenge as a card which is currently stabilizing roughly around $12. Dragon Spit is coming up in a couple of days. That build's going to be available for almost every Yu-Gi-Oh player to take those rocket cards and add it to their current Guard Dragon Crusadia, Thunder Dragon variant mashup. And that is the case. Ib's going to be a lot more playable in that build. In fact, we might not see those builds run Seconds Light and start running more spells and traps, which makes that deck kind of a little more interesting to see in the mid game for combos, which we haven't seen in a very long while. Since I think Pure Thunder Dragons was like the main staple. Cherry Beanie, Iba the Angel of the Burning Abyss is another card that's also very interesting to look at. It has $11 market price. Price point shows it roughly around $10. And the thing about this card is, I still think Burning Abyss is always that ticking time bomb deck. The deck that can eventually make Tier 1 play if KONAMI lightens up on Burning Abyss in the ban list. Or a deck that a lot of Burning Abyss players that have been playing the deck forever, going into the regionals, especially regionals, I don't know, the end of this month, and just taking wins, because Yu-Gi-Oh players that are debating on what build to play or have a build that's not 100% the best build, they're going to be having a huge problem against Burning Abyss variants. So keep an eye on this deck. It's really good still. World Legacy Guard Dragon has $11 market price, and we're seeing it stabilize actually around $12 for Unlimited, and the first edition versions are almost at $13. This card was like $4 to $5 for a while, and hopefully you guys grabbed yours when I said to, because I really did think that this card was going to inevitably see play. And now we're moving forward in Dragon Spit. It's kind of already getting, going to be the card you're going to want to grab. If you don't have one already, well, it's going to be going up higher in value, unfortunately. You see, with the UES coming up next week, I think a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Players are going to be playing Dragon Spit builds. And if that's the case, this card's going to be almost a must-have card in that deck. So the card we're looking at right now for $12, realistically, isn't the real value. It's going to go a lot higher. So let's move on to cards like Sky Striker Mobilizing Gauge. Card originally came out in Dark Saviors. It was roughly around $80 on release. Looking at it right now, it's about $19, lower than its $25 market price. But looking at the graphic diagram, we know that's not the real price of this card. The real price of Sky Striker Mobilizing Gauge is realistically $6. That's where it's going to go, and that's probably where it's going to be stabilized after all this mess comes through with the Megatins being open. Let me just pause you real quickly on one thing, guys. The Megatins are going to be opened to death. In fact, we saw what happened with Dual Power, and when it came out, everyone was opening cases upon cases upon cases upon cases upon cases. I think I sold 6 cases in a span of a weekend. By weekend, I mean like I had it available for my players on Friday, and it was sold out by Saturday night. So not really a full weekend. And I think that's kind of what's going to happen with the 2019 Megatins. What with all these amazing reprints, as well as cards that are just new in the set, in the Prismatic Secret Rare, which is amazing rarity. So looking at cards like Striker Mobilizing Gauge, yeah, this is going to be pulled to death. And the value is going to tank insanely hard. In fact, if you're looking to make any kind of money on the 2019 Megatins, what I advise is this. Very simple. You either get the set before anyone else can, crack it, sort it, sell it, or opening day, when it says legal, you sell as fast as possible, and then that's it. Anyone who's selling a set like a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks out is going to be in a really bad position. I still think there's going to be money to made in the 2019 Megatins in the long term, but that's long term. If you're trying to make some quick cash and flip that money you put in for your 2019 Megatins, well, you're going to have to crack that set fast, sort that set fast, put that set in sleeves, top loads, get your envelopes ready, list it all online, and wait for keep making the price point go lower, so you could be be the best person with the best price to sell these cards. But looking at other versions of Gauge, like Heroes Vengeance Gauge, it's currently almost to $18 as opposed to its $70 market price. Once again, this value is also going to tank down. So if you want to get original first edition prints of Sky Striker Mobilizing Gauge, just wait. Just wait, because once the Megatins open and the value drops on the card that has the same exact secret rarity, Sky Striker Mobilizing Gauge of Dark Saviors is just going to go down in value. Alright, now time finally to talk about these Megatin cards. Soul Fusion is one of the first sets I grabbed up over here, and Dangerous Chuchinoko is currently at $34, with a lightly played first edition version going at $32, as low as unlimited versions, which holds a $30 market price. We know it's going to get reprinted, we know this value is not real, it's going to tank in value. Chaos Striker Levineer is the opposite. So as far as all the cards that's been spoiled in the 2019 Megatins, we actually don't know if Chaos Striker Levineer is going to be in there. Soul Fusion has been announced and listed as the sets for the 2019 Megatins, one of the sets. Well, we don't know what's going on with Chaos Striker Levineer. And yesterday had a market price, which you can currently still see here, of $30. And it was stabilized at $30. And now looking at it, unlimited versions are almost about $35. A first edition version of Chaos Striker Levineer is at $40. And there's two types of Yu-Gi-Oh players here. There's Yu-Gi-Oh player A, who's like, I'll just wait if it's announced as a secret rare in the 2019 Megatins. If it's announced as a common, I'm good to go. That version goes down in value. I could go in and grab it at a cheaper price point. And then you got the other Yu-Gi-Oh player who's going, you know what, $30 from Chaos Striker Levineer. I better get this card now and not take the hit to my wallet. So both players are betting on the market. And I actually don't know what's going to be. It's kind of interesting to see what happens with this card, because we know for a fact the minute this card's not announced as a Megatins, we get the full spoilers and Chaos Striker Levineer is not on there. That's going to be problematic for anybody who doesn't own at least one of these cards, as this card's insanely broken. You know, any kind of card that takes a card out of your opponent's hand before they even start playing any cards, pretty broken. We last had that with Top Legend Gumblar Dragon, banned. And we have other cards in the game that have that kind of effect, like Confiscation, banned. You know, those kind of cards. So it's really interesting to see this card still be around, and also somehow be a dragon that fits perfectly into any variant of combo decks. Looking at Trap Trick, which had a $30 market price, and the market price is actually showing to be at $29, but I remember for everyone it was roughly around $30. Well, version of this card's roughly anywhere from Unlimited, which is $19.99, or First Edition Lightly Played, which is about $22 for Trap Trick. Another card that's really good, but we haven't seen any decks that really utilize this card lately. That's one reason why it's going down in value. Another reason, it's been announced as a reprint. Now, the reprint version, I believe, is ultra rare, so this will still be the highest rarity version, which is really interesting, as opposed to some other cards I'll show you in a second. But yeah, Trap Trick this will still maintain some value, because it's a really good card for control decks that could use this card, but unfortunately at the moment we don't really have any decks really utilizing this card. The last deck was Mystic Mind Burn with like 3 Metaverse, but we know that's gone. Looking at Thunder Dragon card, Thunder Dragon Dark, with a $14 market price, is currently at $12. And nobody's going to really buy any of these Thunder Dragon Ultra Rares, because we're getting Thunder Dragon Prismatic Secret Rares, which is, regular Secret Rares, which is way better looking than the current Ultra Rare versions of Thunder Dragon Dark and the rest of the Thunder Dragons, like Raw and Thunder Dragon Hawk as well. So these values are all going to be going down in value. They're going to be $1, $2 cards for the Ultra Rare versions of Thunder Dragons, because the Secret Rares are going to be worth so much money. Remember I said earlier in the video, people are going to be opening the hell out of these sets. They're going to be going crazy out of these sets because there's so much value front end. And when you can play see value front end, vendors, store owners, even players will be buying cases to open, crack, sort, sell, and make that money. And that's what's going to happen. The thing about it for a lot of players also is they could cherry pick. If you want Thunder Dragons, you buy a case of set, maybe even 2. You open, crack, sort, sell, and then you just cherry pick your Thunder Dragon cards. And then you plus more money. And that's what we might see Yu-Gi-Oh players do. Also, once again, this set, it comes out the 29th for stores, for OTS stores, and the 30th for every other store. So what's going to happen here is some players slash store owners slash vendors slash back vendors will have access to this at your local regionals at the end of the month. Doesn't that make you feel warm inside? So if you want these cards, you will have access to them at a pretty high price point. Not including the vendors who will be vending Yu-Gi-Oh events at whatever regionals you're going to, will also have these cards. Of course, at a premium price point. Once again, it's launch weekend of 2019 Gold Sarc Tins. These are all premium price points. Going back into it, we have other Thunder Dragon cards. I'm not sure if Thunder Dragon Titan has been announced, actually. It's kind of interesting if it has not been announced, because that would make this the best version. I actually don't know 100%. But looking at other cards like Thunder Dragon Hawk, which we saw, it looks amazing. As Prismatic, I believe that's Prismatic Secret, and it's about $2 currently in the market price, which this card is $1 by the special at best, even before it was announced to be reprinted. Looking at Cybernetic Horizon, Borsal Dragon is definitely going to get reprinted as an ultra rare. So if you're looking to buy a first edition Cybernetic Horizon Secret Borsal Dragon, its current price point is $40. A little bit lower than its $43 market price, but still relatively high. And I think with Borsal Dragon, what we're going to see here is this card just go down a little bit in value, probably to about half its value, to about $20 when the ultra rare finally sells in the market. Then we have other cards like Danger Nessie, which is a joke compared to its current market price. $36 in the market price, and the Light You Play First Edition is $23. And that's still a lot, because we know it's going to get reprinted, so the value is definitely going to decline for this card. Another card is Danger Jackalope, which I'm not sure if you guys remember a couple of months ago, was as high as $35. Looking at it right now, the market price is about $14. Neiman First Edition is about $10. It's just dropping down. Danger Bigfoot, same thing, with an $11 market price, lower than its $14 market price. And then we have Cyber Dragon cards like Seeger, with a $10 market price being about $9. Hertz being about $7 underneath this $8 market price. And the interesting thing about Cyber Dragons is Cyber Dragon players are very few. And I find when you get an exceptional Cyber Dragon player, they can play really well. I mean, the deck is a really good deck that you still have to kind of watch out for. Kind of easy to counter if you have it at your locals, but at the regionals, it can blindside you, especially if you have a tight extra deck and you can't fit that Chimera tech. Yeah, you're going to be in a kind of weird of a spot. Anyway, I just thought it was really interesting to see Cyber Dragons getting more reprints, which is kind of cool for Cyber Dragon players or Yu-Gi-Oh players out there who are considering playing Cyber Dragons, because it is a good deck. Moving forward, looking at the rest of the set, we have like Rev System, which is another card. It's like it's going under its $6 price point. Market price is about $7 on it. And then we have Flames of Destruction, which is probably the most interesting set out of all these sets. And the reason why is because a lot of these cards are a lot of money. They're a lot of money from common Called by the Grace, which at one point was around $5 to $6, to other cards that are just a lot of money in this set. Cards like Infinite Impermanence, which once again, we don't know if it's getting a reprint. We don't know it's getting a reprint. And the most interesting about Infinite Impermanence being the fact that we don't know it's getting a reprint in this set, which I don't think we're going to. I think Infinite Impermanence might get an ultra rare reprint in the set at the end around August. But looking at it right now, Infinite Impermanence, Flames of Destruction, $46 market price. Light You Play First Edition is at $55. The fear of the unknown is sometimes modifies the market. The fear of Yu-Gi-Oh players going, if we don't get Infinite Impermanence in the Megatins, I gotta get my Infinite Impermanence somehow. I might just buy it out. And this is the Flame of Destruction. This is the first version. The second version, the reprint version, which came out in dual power, is almost at $40. A little bit higher than its $39 market price. Not crazy high, not $55 high, but so high. And the reason why is most likely is because Infinite Impermanence from dual power is ultra rare, whereas Infinite Impermanence from Flame of Destruction, well, that's a secret rare. Looking at other cards like Nightmare Unicorn, a card which I wish came out early as a reprint, because looking at Nightmare Unicorn now, it's about $23, almost $24 in the market price, while first edition versions are at $19. Ultra Rare Nightmare Unicorn is going to be a thing, and YgoPaisano can have access to it. Great. Unfortunately, I still feel like it's too late, because YgoPaisano could have used it a long while ago. Most decks aren't really playing Nightmare Unicorn. Some decks have just taken it out, and realistically only use Nightmare Phoenix, which used to be a $5 Ultra Rare. Another card that's getting a reprint is Vampire Sucker, which had a high of $25 at one point, $17 in the market price, still around $16. Then you have Ghost Bell and Haunted Mansion, which is about under $9, and that's under its $13 market price. A card which, it's almost getting to the point where I might consider buying this card. I don't like this card. I don't think it's that good, but I still want to place the original Prince Secret Rare Ghost Spell and Haunted Mansion. Let me know what you guys think. When this card is about $5, would you consider buying this card? I mean, it's still a nice card. It looks really nice, Secret Rare. It just doesn't see as much play, especially when we have cards like DD Crow floating around. Then we have Nightmare Corruptor Iblis. It held about $20 for a stabilization price for a good amount of time. Market price shows to be $12, and Neiman Fisher's is still around $12, but it's getting a reprint, and it's not seeing any play. This card should have been $5 a long time ago. Another cards like World Succession being around $12, we're still seeing it roughly around $10. Hard-headed Yu-Gi-Oh! Players are not letting this go until the day of the set release of 2019 Megatins. And then we have Call by the Grave. You can see its previous market price of $6 for a common version of this card. We're looking at right now, the market price is under $6. And even, to be honest with you, even that's a lot. Call by the Grave common from Pleasure Destruction should not have been at this price at all. It should have had a reprint. I was always opting to see it has a reprint at maybe an Ultimate Rare, but definitely Super Rare in the OTS pack, and that's the way I think I still feel about this. It should have been done already, because this price got out of hand really fast. And we saw Konami jump when Solomon Great Solomon Wolf was a $5 rare, and they made it right in the OTS pack the following one. So it's really weird not to see Call by the Grave have that same kind of treatment, being that fact that it's not just like Solomon Great Solomon Wolf, which is only needed in Solomon Great. Call by the Grave is needed like in almost everything, and even at the time, and kind of now for a lot of decks. Moving forward, looking at Dark Saviors, we have Sky Striker Engage, we just talked about, but Widow Anchor, a card which had a $17 market price. Well, it's actually roughly around $8 for first edition. Unlimited, it's a little bit underneath that, and once again, we know this is going to get a reprint as well, and I kind of want the original versions, but it's kind of hard to see, because the original version looks really nice from Dark Saviors, but the Bowser Legend version looks exactly the same. They look like clones, and yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Do you care about the versions as far as this card? Because it looks the same, except the little text is different. And the rest of the cards, I mean, Beat's still around $10. We're not dying for highs, huh? And then Mayhem's also roughly around $5. But these cards are obviously, this value of these cards are obviously going to be going down because the reprints. And then moving forward, guys, we're looking at a rarity upgrade for the Gold Sarcophagus. And this is everything right here that we currently know. We got cards as far as all the dangers being reprinted. Sky Striker, Gagarin, Hayate getting a prismatic rarity, which... why are you giving so much like support, Konami, to strikers, and then you're just turning around and going, hit strikers on the ban list? I don't understand it. You're in and you're out, but why are you doing both? It kind of hurts sales in a weird way, I guess. Strikers is still a deck that's going to be played, and most likely going to be played at your local regionals. Definitely play at your locals more than likely, but still, it's definitely not to the point where you players are rushing to buy this deck as they once was. I think Konami's kind of making way for a new tier 1 deck, and I don't think you players really care enough to go in and buy strikers at max rarity now, because why? We're going to be having a bans in October, and it kind of takes the excitement out of having a nice max rarity deck when a bans is about to smack it, most likely yet again. Looking at other cards, though, we also have like Red Reboot over here, which is a great card, bumped up to Secret Rarity as opposed to its current $2 market price. But for a while, this card was hitting around $5. We have Crusader Ecomax, which is getting another rarity bump. We have Thunder Dragonhawk, Dragon Roar, and for the most part, rest of the Thunder Dragons, you got Dragon Dark over here at Secret Rare, which is amazing. The cards look gorgeous, and once again, if you have Ultra Rares, I'm sorry, but these are the higher rarity, and that's if you're having a question whether which one you want to get, original prints or the secret rares, I will opt for the secret rares in this case. And the reason why I would do that for a majority of these cards, especially cards like Ultra Multi-Faker, is because it's the higher rarity version. And even though you have original print versions, they're ultra rares. In the case of Multi-Faker and the Thunder Dragon monsters such as Dragon Roar, Dragon Hawk, and Dragon Dark. Looking at other cards, we have Nightmare Mermaid, which is kind of cool for you 4 Orcus players. I still think Orcus is a tier 1 deck, by the way. And with Konami reprinting one of the main cards for Orcus, which is... where is it? I actually totally forgot the name of the card. one of the main cards for Orcus. I do think that it's gonna be really cool for Orcus. I found the name of the card. Comment down below when you know what it is, so other people can help go on. But oh, Scrap Recycler. Seeing Scrap Recycler get a reprint is kind of huge for Orcus because it allows them to still play their current deck. And Dinkers are getting an Ultimate reprint to match, you know, your Galatae Ultimate reprint. It is kind of cool to see the, you know, the more easy accessibility for cards for Orcus, as well as cards like, once again, red rebump versions of the Nightmare Monsters, which Orcus can absolutely use, as well as any player. But the most one I think every player really cares about is Nightmare Phoenix, which is getting a red rebump from super rare to ultra rare. Looking at the other cards over here, we have Dragon Duel getting ultra rare. There's Nightmare Ibli. There's Widow Anchor with the ultra rare printing. Borsal Dragon getting another printing. We're getting one this week, and then end of the month we're getting another Borsal Dragon reprint. I think everyone in planet Earth has it. Even if you don't play Yu-Gi-Oh, somewhere in your house you probably have Borsal Dragon. We also got Trap Trick, once again, like I said, like, getting an ultra rare reprint, so the secret will still have a higher value. Thunder Dragon Colossus getting ultra rare, which is makes Thunder Dragons purely budget. And like I said in my video the other day, I do think Thunder Dragons Pure is a very good deck still. It's a deck that can search attack Oseka to play against control decks, and it's a deck that can hold its own against combo decks. I'm not sure if it's going to be the best deck, but I definitely think it's a great deck. And seeing it almost fully here in the Mega Tins, it kind of makes you excited to see the Thunder Dragons again. Thunder Dragons getting all this stuff for every Yu-Gi-Oh player to play. Unfortunately, we're still missing some cards like Levianeer, but still great nevertheless. Anyway, guys, do me a favor and comment down below, what do you think is the best card in the 2019 Megatin so far, and what card are you looking to pick up personally? And what would you like, if you had the opportunity to put any card in the 2019 Megatin, what would you put in it? Once again, Paisanos, I really appreciate what guys watching my video. Please make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and comment down below. It's your boy V, and you Paisanos, have a great day.